All right. 1 2 1 2. We are live on the St. Paul side of things. University Ave for those who know. Definitely got a special guest and another guest with us. Could you introduce yourself to the viewing audience, brother?
My name is DJ Chuck Chizzle, one part of the Mashwell Brothers.
Okay.
And I'm his son Charlie.
All right, say that one more time, brother. Louder.
I'm his son Charlie.
Okay.
AKA C3.
Okay, that's what's happening. Chuck Chizzle, first of all, man, I appreciate you bringing your seed with you, brother.
Man, appreciate it, man. I wanted him to get the whole experience as well.
Okay. Man, first of all, man, this is the 50th anniversary, my brother, of this culture, this art form that we all participated in, brother.
Wow, that's a blessing.
Yeah,
knowing where it came from and where it is now, it is truly a blessing. I remember when they said, what did Biggie say? We never thought the hip hop would make it this far.
Right, that's
and
right.
look where we are now.
Now, brother, speak briefly about kind of what is your inroads into that whole experience, man? Like, the age, memories, kind of like how did you become a part, not only DJing, but just really contributing to the culture here in the Twin Cities and beyond?
My dad is a DJ, so I grew up around all the greats, the Traventrons, the Disco Tees. They all used to fly by my crib when I was younger. M Squared bought me my first pair of fat laces to go on my shoes. From there, just watching my dad and being one of the youngest that always came to the parties. I was one of the youngest kids that would always be places that I wasn't supposed to be. If I couldn't get in the front door, I was sneaking through the window, most definitely. So I came up doing house parties, pause on tape, 2 tape decks and a realistic mixer. Went to all the parties, the Universal Parliament hip hop parties, disco tea parties, the 500 at the Kaufman Union parties, the house parties, stage 1, you name it, I was always there. And so watching y'all and watching Tim, Mac, Disco, Jules, so on and so forth, and a lot of the unsung heroes in hip hop, that inspired me to be where I am today.
Okay. Now deal with some of that history. Let me ask your son, do you remember this kind of like were you around, what are your earliest memories of being around your father?
Going to the radio station with him when I was younger, just being around all these DJs and all these rappers and stuff.
Okay.
It was cool.
All right, brother. Where did all this take place?
Northside Minneapolis, man.
Okay,
from Phyllis Wheatley to North Commons to Farview Park, on all around.
Okay, that's what's happening. Now talk about, because we're at Urban Lights. They've been holding things down for a while, man. Like Tim's told me he was doing 30 years. This is 30-year anniversary. Yep. But also, man, there was a foundation to a lot of this activity when you was coming up.
Yep.
Over north on Broadway. You want to speak about that?
Yep. Well, my first, I used to come here with my father when this first opened. Tim and my father actually went to school together. So when Tim opened up his store, we used to troop over here, see Disco T sitting on a big speaker, man, listen to all the good beats. And then on Broadway, Mike Spicer opened up Classic Records, where my dad and I also worked as well. And Mike he had a communication store, record store, entrepreneur in hip-hop game, and then now in real estate. So being on Broadway, man, everything used to pop off. All the parties, all the MC, all the DJs, all the hood stars.
Mm-hmm. And what was the name of the record store?
Classic Records.
Okay.
Then turned to Digital City.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, because this was something that I, reflecting back on some of the journey of Urban Lights and where we are just in the Twin Cities in general. Do we have any other Black-owned record stores?
This is it.
This is it.
This is it. The only ones that I can recall growing up was Urban Lights, Soul Survivor, Classic Records. And I know there's some that came before that, but those are the ones that I remember coming up.
Yeah, big shout out to my man, Mr. Crown, who had a record store right there on 4th Avenue and 36, I believe.
Okay.
And 38th Street. And this was a little bit before your time as well. But, look, the music is definitely important. It's how we vibe. It's how we get our minds right.
Yep.
It's a positive, it's a negative, but it definitely moves the spirits around us.
Yes.
What is one reflection that you can kind of like recall that you would like to see, especially if we're dealing with this 50th year anniversary? I would come back around, brother.
I would like to see cats from St. Paul, Minneapolis, Southside, and surrounding suburbs to actually encourage to get together and start a movement. We don't move unless we all move together. If we found out that there was some cats doing hip hop back when I was coming up, when you was coming up, there wasn't social media. If we heard, we was trooping from the 5 to the 17, hopping on the 21 and coming over here and finding out exactly where they was at. You bought your best 5, they had their best 5, and we'll see who was the hottest. And that's how rivalries but camaraderie was actually made. Then we'll meet downtown somewhere in the industry or stop, man, and have a cipher, and it was always a good battle. Still always sharpen steel. Oh!
Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay. Okay, so, okay.
None of that.
So,
Don't believe none of that.
This is the other half. Okay, okay, so my man, could you introduce yourself to the viewing audience?
Go by DJ Dale Dilla. Right now, you can call me Mondavi Beats.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's happening. Now, we just chopped it up with Chuck Chizzle and his son.
Yes, sir.
But we're going to come to you next on the next spot, all right?
I'm in it.
Okay, that's what's happening. Chuck, peace, my brother.
Peace.
All right, last thing for your son, my brother.
Yo.
So, what are you thinking right now about the music, the culture? How old are you again?
15.
15. Okay, what school you go to?
I go to North.
You go to North. Okay, that's what's happening. Okay, North Eye all around us. What are you thinking right now in your age group, man? What are the things that you think are good about the music and the culture, and what are the things that you might think are maybe a little negative?
I'm really up the old school because of my dad.
Okay, you're about the old school, kind of that vibration in that time period with your dad?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, my brother, we're going to come back to you soon, man. But any other shout-outs you want to say to some of your peoples? Nah?
North be on top.
North be on top. All right,
On
that's
top.
what's up.
Be on
All
top.
right.